What's up, everybody? It's your boy Orlando, aka King Smitty. Welcome back to my trading journey. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me so far. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. But we're on our way to 100 subscribers, and as well as we're on our way to $10,000 for our first season of my trading journey. You can see I am up on this year 92.76%. I am that blue line in comparison to the S&P 500, which looks to only be up around 17, maybe 18% year to date. So I'm definitely destroying the S&P 500. But today I want to speak about a stock that I do own, and just to see what's going on with it in the short term slash the long term. See how it's looking. And that stock I want to talk about is Sofi, ticker symbol SOFI. Sofi, right? And the reason I want to talk about that is because there has been a lot of talks in regards to the student loans being forgiven, right? As we know, student loans is a big part of SoFi's business. So it's been affecting SoFi's stock price a little bit because of the possible loan forgiveness. But what people are failing to realize is once you refinance your loans, especially with the private vendor, they are no longer subject for being forgiven, right? So for those who refinance their student loans with SoFi, you're out of the drawing to be forgiven for your student loans. So at this point, by you not paying, yes, this might be saving you a little bit of money down the road, but those payments are coming back to you very shortly. But let's look at this article right here by the Motley Fool, who's been known to low-key pump and dump some stocks as well as put some FUD out there to fear uncertainty and doubt. But let's look at this one. It says, forget student loans. There are a number of other reasons to buy SoFi, which is very true. And looking at this, in that first red line though, it says the company has a history of burning a lot of cash. Then it goes on to say it has been pretty acquisitive over the last couple of years. They've been buying little companies just to kind of make theirs better. But a lot of people don't like non-profitable companies that burn through cash. It's like a red flag for them in a sense. But I did see a future in SoFi. You can go back to my previous videos, and I pulled the trigger on there, roughly around the $5 mark. Anything under the 6 was a buy to me. Then it goes on and says that if that weren't enough, SoFi's roots are in lending, particularly the student loans. This part of SoFi's business model has turned some investors bearish as the company was not immune to the macro effects, which was Biden saying that he's going to forgive the student loans. Like I said, if you refinance those student loans, you are no longer eligible to be forgiven, right? And let's go on to the next page. And then it goes on to say that loans are just one part of the equation. So that's not even the only part of the business. That's the part everybody focuses on, but it's not the main part. And it goes on to say SoFi reports its revenue in 3 main buckets: lending, technology, financial services. Each of these categories includes a number of products and services. The lending business covers student loans, personal loans, and home loans. The technology segment is built primarily on a platform called Galileo, which SoFi acquired 3 years ago. That's part of this acquisitions that everybody was a little leery about. They were just burning money, buying different little companies. SoFi's financial services business mimics a traditional banking products such as checkings and savings accounts, credit cards, and more. Then it goes on to say in quarter one, home origination volume plummeted by 71%. So the home loans origination, it plummeted. Student loans origination volume sank 47%. But so that's two loans, home and student loans. But personal loans make up an overwhelming majority of SoFi's origination volume. And fortunately for SoFi, the personal loans increased 46% year over year during quarter one. Therefore, it increased the total loan originations by 7%. Right? So, home loans dropping, student loans dropping, but the biggest percentage of their loans come from personal loans, and that rose so much that the overall total is a gain of 7% in the loans. And then it goes on to say SoFi has done a tremendous job building out its technology platform as well as penetrating the traditional financial service markets. So SoFi is doing its thing. It's disrupting the banking industry. It's slowly and low key taking them by storm. I'm not saying they're going to, overtake Charles Schwab or overtake Goldman Sachs or anything like that, or Chase, but it's going to take some of that market share away from them for sure. Traditional banking is cool, but innovative banking is the future. Innovation drives America. So this innovative banking is definitely going to do its thing. It's going to make some waves in the future for sure. Let's finish up this article though. It says SoFi's leadership team has described their vision as attempting to build the Amazon Web Services of fintech. So they're trying to be like AWS, but for the online banking in a sense. In essence, SoFi wants to become a one-stop shop for all your banking needs. So if it's doing that, it's kind of like the Amazon. If you could be the one-stop shop in that sector, you're the Amazon of that sector until Amazon gets in that sector. And then Amazon's the Amazon of that sector. Amazon's touching everything. That's for another video. They've entered healthcare. They do it all. But this is SoFi. As of the end of the first quarter, SoFi's Platinum boasted 5.7 million members. That's up 46% year over year. So the platform, the company is growing. They're used for their services. In quarter one, revenue from its technology segment grew 28% year over year to 77.9 million. Financial services revenue more than tripled from the 23.5 million to 81.1 million. So the technology that they were acquiring previously that everybody was very bullish about because they were burning money is now bringing them in money. However, SoFi is still not profitable yet. A lot of people don't like profitability, but it's cool to get in before the company gets profitable, especially if you see it on its way to profitability. You get in there kind of early before a lot of the institutions get in there. Once the institutions get in there, then they bump it up for sure. They push the price up. And it says for the quarter, it reported a net loss of $34.4 million. And it says to put this into context, it lost in quarter one 2022. The loss was $110.4 million. So while the company is still burning cash, its ability to reduce its losses by this magnitude should be very encouraging to investors, right? Because they're no longer burning 110 million. Now it's 32 million, 34 million. And then maybe next year, this time it might be 6 million. And then next thing you know, profitability. And people love a profitable company. And then at that point, student loans will be being paid. Maybe the interest rates are going down now, and more people are getting home loans. So the lending part of the business is thriving now. Again, the financial services part of the business is thriving. And then their banking is just continuing to grow. More people getting checking and savings account and credit cards. Um, it's just they're disrupting the banking sector. They're making moves, and I like it for the long haul for sure. Um, but I'm not just saying that. Let's just look at the chart at this point, right? Let's see if I can get this pulled up. Okay, so now we're looking at Trading View, and this is the chart for Sofi from its inception, in a sense. You can see the dinosaur right here. That's when the stock first started. So it started roughly November 30th, 2022. Right? So what we're going to do, we're going to get a horizontal line going. We're going to put that, we're going to get rid of this one now. We're going to put that right there. So that first yellow line is it's not the very peak of it, because it did break above that, but we're going to say that's the top resistance line right now, $23.91. Support line, we're going to say right here, $14.10. That's a support line. Okay, let's move this out the way. So as you can see, in the past, it was fluctuating from, well, first it couldn't touch it right here. At the very beginning, that's where it opened at, and it dropped. Then it got above that, bounced off, broke it, came back, bounced up off of support, try to go up, bounce off of support, hit resistance again. Right? Bounced off of resistance, hit support, bounced off, hit resistance, bounced back to support, and then it broke support. Once it broke support, you notice it starts to drop fast. Let's see if I can get a trend line going. We'll put it right here. Boom. Alright, let's see if we can get another one going. Boom. Let's zoom in on this. Oops. Let's zoom in on this one. So now you can see it was in that downtrend, and it hit that support at the top, the resistance at the top, bounced off of support. Then it broke the horizontal support, but then it started hitting the downtrend support. Bounced off. It didn't quite get to resistance, but it came back down, bounced off of support, bounced off of resistance, bounced off of support, bounced off of resistance, then traded in that channel, and then it finally broke resistance right here. What is this? May 13th, 2022. Right? And as it bounced and broke that support, it hit a new low, all-time low. Let's get its horizontal line again, and we're gonna put it right here. So that $4.31 we're gonna call like the all-time low. And as you can see, and I'm gonna put another little one right here. So you can see it kind of bounced right there, but it went to the actual diagonal support line, but then it came back right here. I'm pointing, but look at the mouse as well. It then fell back, and then on what is this? May 10th, you can see it kind of hits not only the diagonal blue support, but also hit the yellow support. Bounced up, and when it broke out of the blue diagonal resistance line, it almost got up to the yellow support line. Resistance line. And then it started trading in this channel. It got back up, it hit resistance. It fell back down close to the support line, didn't quite touch it. Tried to bounce up, went back down. This time it did hit the resistance line. The support line. And it kind of flirted on there from like Black Friday 2022 almost to January 6th. It was flirting in that little area. Because I was thinking, if it breaks that resistance, that's going down to like the $2, maybe even the $1. But it held up the support, went back, touched resistance again, just a little bit, fell back down, got back to the support, tried to bounce up a little bit, right back to support, and then it ran back up to resistance, and it broke resistance, right? And then a common thing is for once resistance is broken, it comes back and it tests to see if that resistance is now a support line, which is kind of what it's doing right here. If it treats that as a support line, then it can go further. But if that support breaks, then it's going right back into that channel of $8.38 as the high and $4.31 as the low. And you can see, which is the MACD or the RSI. Oops, let's get rid of those. As you can see, the RSI, it is around the 60, 62. Anything above 70 is overbought and can expect a pullback soon. Anything under 30 is considered oversold. It can expect a bounce soon. You can see on the MACD, it looks like it's about to cross again right here. If it does that, it could send the stock up a little bit. You can see volume down here has been kind of high recently in comparison. So far looking good. Let me see if I can get that channel up so y'all can see the channel is trading in. Not the let's see. Is it the regression trend? That ain't it. You're gonna get a rectangle. And boom. So now you can see the channel that it's in. Oops, we don't want that one. You can see the channel that it's in at this point. You see it bounce off. It comes back to the support now. What was what was once resistance is now support. So you see it kind of bounced off that it broke underneath it just a little bit, came back, bounced back. So you can see it's trading in here. It's kind of consolidating. Once it gets closer to the top part of this, if it can break that 970 range, we're off to the races. If it comes below that $7.87 or really $8.38, it's a possibility that this could fall back down to the roughly the sixes in a way. But that's mostly my my technical analysis for this. It's not too deep this time. But let me know in the comments what you think when it comes to SoFi. Are you bullish SoFi? Bearish SoFi? You got calls on there, puts on there. Are you even holding SoFi? Let me know in the comments. Um, Once again, go ahead and like and subscribe. We're on our way to 100 subscribers. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all for liking the video, sharing the video, and all that good stuff. Continue to be blessed.